over 2,000 books, thousands of articles, millions of posts and chat sites, over 50 years of police investigations, and still no closer to the truth. Until now. Sighting in on the Zodiac Killer, Unmasking America's Most Puzzling Unsolved Murders by Drew Hurst, BC. Hello everybody. It's been a while since I've made any videos, but I wanted to get a picture of the new book up. It's going to be out in a week. Hopefully there are no delays, but I'm shooting for next Saturday. I think that's December 21st, right before Christmas. I think everybody will like this book, especially if you like the series of videos I did on the Zodiac Killer called Cracking the Zodiac. If you like the first one, the one that did the best, that one really resonated with the information I had in it. And this book is just going to be a continuation of that with a lot of new stuff. There's going to be pictures in there that are not in the Zodiac domain whatsoever. There's going to be some facts that are coming out which people don't know of yet that are only in this book. And if you did like the next video, you'll be really intrigued with what's going to be inside the book. I am going to cover some of the other suspects as well and dig into them a little bit. And I'm going to give the list of the ones I'm going to cover in the book. And it starts with Ross Sullivan, then Larry Kane, Gareth Penn, Ted Kaczynski, Arthur Lee Allen, of course. It's a big part of this book. Donald Lee Booyock, and of course Donald Lee Cheney, him the star of the show. And there's a few suspects that I'm not going to cover, which some people might point out, but one of them's the sports car dealer from San Francisco. I can't even pronounce that guy's name right. You probably know who I'm talking about. I'm not even going to try, but he's just a bad suspect in my opinion. I mean, he took his dog out to go to the bathroom sometime close to the Paul Stein attack, and he winds up being a suspect and having a book written about him. I mean, if you look at the stuff against that guy, it is flimsy. Of course, I am going to cover Earl Van Best Jr., which probably isn't a whole lot better. The best piece of evidence, the guy that put him forth, I think his name's Gary Stewart, that wrote a book about his biological father being the Zodiac Killer, was Earl Best Jr., and his best piece of evidence was a marriage certificate that the handwriting looked similar to that of the Zodiacs, and it wound up being the minister and not Earl Van Best Jr. And when that best piece of evidence falls out, you're looking pretty weak. Plus the fact the guy is 6 feet tall and probably 155 pounds at best. That just doesn't fit the description of the Zodiac that all the witnesses saw. Actually, a guy did a spreadsheet. It was on Reddit. Hopefully I can find the link and I'll put it in the comments section, where it had every eyewitness to the Zodiac, including 3 or 4 extra people that witnessed a person at Lake Berryessa, and it had every, and I don't even think 1 or 2 of those are even the Zodiac, but of course it has all the major people. It has the Robbins kids, of course, Officer Donald Falk. It has, of course, Brian and Cecilia and Mike Migeau, but it has every witness to the Zodiac, and it has all their physical descriptions and all the extra notes. And when you go through them all, you see that we're not looking for a guy that was 6 foot and 160 pounds. This guy was stocky. He just was. I mean, people can get witness descriptions wrong, but look across the board at all of these people, which is so cool to have it in a spreadsheet, because you can just see that there's just putting on a couple jackets is not going to make somebody look barrel chested. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. It's just eye-opening to see everything put together, and it's just really hard to overcome. Some people can kind of suspend on a thing here and there, but when too many things line up, like the body type, I mean, that's one of the main things that people have against Arthur Lee Allen. He just doesn't fit the physical description. First of all, he's completely bald. He didn't have a widow's peak. He was already completely bald, and he was too big. Just like Ross Sullivan, he's just too big. No one had him being that big, but I go through all of the things like that in the book, and a few other aspects about him, and some of the things that point to some of those guys potentially being the Zodiac. But that's kind of where I'm going. The main focus is going to be how a guy like Arthur Lee Allen is still the lead suspect in this case, and there's still a reason why he is. It's because probably somewhere around half of the evidence against him is really good stuff. There's a reason for that, because the killer knew Arthur Lee Allen. He knew he misspelled words like Christmas with 2 S's and used words shortened like Trigger Mech and had him in the letters. He knew he liked the book like The Most Dangerous Game. That's why he put it in one of the ciphers. You can see where I'm going with this. It's the only thing that explains how Arthur Lee Allen is still the lead suspect in this case. I see all the online polls. People still will go for him. And I mean, a lot of it is due to the fact that, you know, the movie was about him. Obviously, Graysmith's books are about him. Had a lot of media stuff, but no matter what comes against Allen, he still remains number one. It's because some of the evidence is so strong. Plus, owning the wristwatch. That's an important part, and I get into that. A lot of people like to match up their suspect with just the Zodiac cross circle logo. Well, what they don't understand is the logo comes with the name Zodiac. The only time that the name Zodiac goes together with the cross circle logo is the wristwatch. So for someone to come up with that on their own would be almost astronomical odds. They had to have been influenced by the watch itself. So for people to just go and say that their suspect is somehow tied to that cross circle logo, it makes no sense. It had to start from the watch. Either they had a friend that had it, or they owned it, or they saw an ad and had to sit there and contemplate it. Most people know that, you know, Rolex watch is an expensive watch, but how many people actually know that a crown is the logo for a Rolex? Not everybody. So somebody knew about the watch. It's just several little clues like that that are connected to Allen that shows you that the Zodiac knew Allen. That's where I'm going with the whole book. Thanks for listening. I'll put out a new video next week, but you see where I'm going, and I hope you buy the book. Thank you.